Alright, everybody, and welcome to the Swiss Army Nerds Sports Special. This is your co-host, John Stickrod, and my other co-host,
Stephen Cochran.
And we are here to fill your ear sockets with good sports knowledge because we are dead in the middle of the Eastern-Western Conference playoffs, and it is so goddamn sexy right now because LeBron is killing it, and you are a Lakers fan, so you're irrelevant. So we're just killing it in all levels.
Can't argue.
And you know what's even better is all the work he's doing now with the Cavs is going to carry over when he joins the Lakers.
Shut your mouth. That's not going to happen.
You better hope not. Well, no, you should hope so.
Hope for
I know.
Why?
No, I'd rather keep Lonzo.
Oh my
Are you
God.
fucking kidding me?
Don't get me wrong. I don't like Lonzo, but I hate LeBron.
You flabbergast me.
What if you could get LeBron and get rid of LeVar Ball completely? Like, from the earth.
I think he hates LeBron so much he put LeVar in LeBron's position. LeVar, not even Lonzo.
That's what I'm talking about.
Sorry, I just can't. Won't do it. I am a fan of the true number 23 who will be on your foot very soon.
We do have a bet going right now. Me and my friend Aaron, our producer Aaron, actually. I picked the Celtics going to the finals. But whatever team comes out of the East, I'm going to pick them to win the championship. And it's going to be the Warriors. And if the Cavs or the Celtics don't get it done, then I have to get the silhouette of the original 23 on my foot, a tattoo.
So wait. Maybe I wasn't paying attention last week. So wait. You're picking whoever comes out of the East to win.
That's the only way it works.
Title.
She picked the Warriors.
So why don't we just save? Why are we going to wait? Why don't we just go do it tomorrow?
Oh my God! Listen,
because no one's beating the Warriors in the East.
I don't know that because if the Celtics can make it through this and they can somehow overcome the fact that they're facing someone who's the greatest of all time, then they might be ready to go against the Warriors. It might actually almost it's like iron sharpens iron type deal. And I think they have a better chance than people think. Brad Stevens is probably, in my opinion, the best coach in the NBA right now. And I think that the Warriors might get a little cocky. I mean, they blew a 3-1.
He might be the best coach, but he's not playing.
No, but he's also they shouldn't be where they are.
We're not starting this right now because you're getting a tattoo.
Okay, they shouldn't be where they are because they don't have Kyrie or Gordon Hayward. So because of that, I'm okay with either picking the Cavs or the Celtics. And if Aaron loses and Warriors lose, then she has to get
full 23.
The real MVP, LeBron's silhouette of the powder toss, right? Isn't that what we agreed on?
I thought you said LBJ.
No. Well, you can get LBJ, or you can do the silhouette of him after he throws the powder.
I didn't put much thought into it because the Warriors are going to win.
Okay, so it's going to be a silhouette of LBJ doing the powder throw. So we have those going right now. But anyway, that was actually a decent segue. So it's 2-2 in the Eastern Conference. LeBron was down 2. And I say LeBron was down 2 because the Cavs weren't there for those games, the actual Cavs. Somehow they go home, they play amazing, they blow them out 2 games in a row. Well, I guess you could argue the second one wasn't blow up, but they came back at the end, but it wasn't close. What do you think's happening? You think the Celtics are going to pull it off when they go home? Because they have home court advantage. They still have it. That's the whole reason why they fought for what they fought.
It's definitely going to go Game 7. It's tough because as much as I hate the man when he has his back against the wall, you see what he does. So I'm hopeful. I'm hoping it's going to be Celtics in 7.
Okay.
I'm not going to sit there and say I'm going to be super shocked if somehow a one-man team makes the finals.
I will be shocked because I had more faith in Brad Stevens. I don't want LeBron to go to the finals. I really don't. I'm terrified that if he goes, he's going to get swept. Although I have to stick with it. I am terrified if he goes to another finals because I don't see how LeBron just can't out. There's too much power on the Warriors.
No.
The only way that I come out of this bet, if the Cavs come out of the East, is if Houston wins. If Houston wins, I do think that they have enough flaws, and Dan Antonio is such a choke artist that the Cavs have more of a shot. But I think the Warriors look at LeBron as a tiger, and if you take your foot off the throat, he'll get you. So
and also the Warriors have the best defender against LeBron and forever in KD. Like if you look at the statistics, like KD covers LeBron James better than anyone. LeBron has his worst shooting versus KD.
Yeah,
he can't do it. Like,
which is understandable. He's got a 7-foot wingspan, so he's a fucking bird. But I think it'll be interesting to see, because like I said before, like iron sharpens iron. So as good as like the Warriors might step up against LeBron, like how high is LeBron going to go? Like where's his ceiling? Because every year it seems like he's hit it and then he doesn't.
Do you think he's going to burn out?
I don't. He would have burnt out by now, in my opinion.
No, in this series.
No, I don't.
Before the finals, it makes it to the finals.
I don't. I mean, if he was gonna burn out, it would have been after, like, they got that sweep, which was good, but I actually think it hurt them, and I think that's why they lost 2 games in a row to the Celtics. When you sweep a team and you have 3-4 days off, you lose that rhythm. And when they came out the Pacers, they swept the Raptors because they played 7 games, had their rhythm, went right into the next series. The Raptors didn't. The Raptors, they had a few days off. Yeah. The Raptors never got their rhythm, and that's what most of basketball is. It's rhythm and shot making and shit like that. Right now, the Cavs, for whatever reason, when they were playing at home, JR's playing great, Kevin Love's playing great, the energy's up. If they take that exact team and those shots and they take it to the Celtics have no chance, but I don't know if they can. They're not a great road team, and I think LeBron really does thrive, and the whole Cavs team thrive off the fact that they're at home. So I don't think burnout is a factor. I mean, it could be if he makes it to the finals, but I think all of the teams are pretty exhausted right now. I mean, but LeBron's in the best shape of his career. He played all 82 games for the first time in his career, so I don't think cardio and like that is a thing anymore. Not for him. I think he's at such a peak. He's literally peaking physically. So I don't think that's the issue. I think the main issue is the supporting cast. I don't think anyone. This is the worst team statistically he's ever played with, including
even worse than his
2007. Yes,
team?
Statistically, this team is worse. He's never had a worse team than right now. And as much as people want to choke and hate on LeBron, you can't bring up anyone else who's done that. You just can't. It's amazing to see. It's also frustrating to see because he's making all these schlubs win games and get to the finals, and then he's the one who has to carry it when they lose against the Warriors. He's the one that gets the black mark, and then everyone brings up the Ghost of Chicago and all that shit. No one's gonna bring up the fact that he had J.R. Smith, who's like shooting 30%, or Kyle Korver, who shoots less than 30% on most nights. No one's going to bring that up. So it's frustrating. I think the East is more interesting than the West right now. The West I thought was going to be a better series.
It's not over yet.
It's not, but transitioning into the Western Conference, I think Houston is realizing what a monster the Warriors actually are. I think that they're good, and everyone knew they were good, and they were the best team in the NBA. But I think they also forgot how good they were when they turned that switch, that third quarter switch. There's just nothing you can do.
You saw it from game 2 to game 3. Game 2, they were horrible in Houston. Like the big 3 or 4, whatever it is, they couldn't hit anything.
They had like 10 points apiece or something.
Yeah, and then 2 nights ago, just killed it.
I gotta go louder.
You guys got really quiet there for a second.
Oh, okay. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
No, just like I think the Rockets were. They were like, all right, we can take this team on. They played because they destroyed them in Houston because all of them had a horrible shooting night, and then 2 nights ago, they just lit them up, beat them by what 40?
Yeah,
because they all got their swag on.
And that's what's scary is like when they all hit, they hit. Like it's
who's gonna beat them?
You can't. They're unbeatable. Like when you have that much offensive firepower, you just can't unless you put up the same numbers, which unless you have 4 all-star players, you're not going to do. They have like Durant on his own can score 50, Steph on his own score 50, Clay on his own can score 50. Yep. Draymond's not a scorer, but he can still get at least 15, 20 points. So you put all that together, you have 3 players that can score over 150 points, which sounds outrageous. Except it's not. It's with them. It's not. If their shots are falling, they will bury you in points. And then on top of that, they're the best defensive team in the league. Statistically, I think there were 2 or 3, and then during the playoffs, they're number 1. I mean, it's almost like they're playing with cheat codes.
Game Shark.
And the worst thing that Houston did, they dropped the ball completely because Steph was shooting like shit for the first 3 games, and then in that 3rd game, he found his swag, man, and it's over now. Houston has no shot because before they were winning games with Durant and Clay going off and Steph struggling hard. Now Steph is going to go off, score at least 30. He scored, I think, 38 or 35 or something. And then now all you need is Durant to score 35. You got a 70 point between 2 players. It's just...
Yeah. And you factor in Clay.
No, you're just not stopping them. You're just not. Straight up, you're not stopping them. I just don't... The Warriors are playing at such a high level, I don't think it's touchable at this point.
No, they're going to the finals. It's just a matter of who are they playing. They playing LeBron, or are they playing whoever the next man up is in Boston?
I really do think if the Celtics can get past the Cavs, they have the better shot against the Warriors. Although I made the bet for the Celtics, it's still it's David Goliath. Like, they would just have to... Such good alpha level coaching, and then the Warriors have to drop the ball. Just take them too easy, and the Celtics steal a couple, and the next thing you know, it's the pressure's on the Warriors, and somehow they choke. It's going to take a miracle, but I've known for the last 3 years that the Warriors are the unbeatable team. The only reason the Cavs got one was because Steph was still hurt, and they took him lightly.
All right, here's my question. I'm going to give you 2 scenarios, okay? Warriors Celtics finals. How many games and who wins?
I guess it does depend on. I guess it depends on how they win against the Cavs. So if it's like literally nail biter, Cavs could almost take it. Celtics could almost take it. Then the Celtics are going to get probably, I'll say, 5 games, because I don't think they're going to go to Boston Garden and lose one. But the Warriors, I think, have the better record, so they would have home court, I believe. I'm not positive about that. And then you're going to have to steal one at Golden State, and I just don't see the Celtics. They're too young for that. The amount that you have to be so mentally tough to go into the Oracle Arena and steal one. I just don't see it happening. I'd say 5 games. If they're incredibly lucky, 6. But if the Celtics were to somehow make it a race, it has to go to 7. So many things have to happen.
So what about the Cavs?
The Cavs are going to get swept. If the Cavs go, they're going to lose. And I said that though. I said that they were going to get swept by the Celtics. I was wrong, obviously. I just don't. It's a matchup nightmare. I can't even imagine who could guard even just Klay Thompson. Or even Draymond. I can't even. Obviously, Durant's going to pair up with LeBron, so maybe take those 2 out of the equation. Like, maybe say those aren't a factor. Who is going to stop Steph? Kevin Love? No, Kevin Love is a 6'9" big man. He can't guard the perimeter.
There's no
JR?
way.
No. Corver? No, they're shooters. They have no... Tristan Thompson?
If they put Kevin Love on Steph, he'd do the okey doke on him and be like, bye.
Yeah.
Like, no way.
And then this is the other hypothetical. Even if somehow Kevin Love stops Steph, or even just subdues him,
slows him down.
You still have Thompson, who can score 30 in a quarter.
Yep.
It's impossible for me to figure out a way that and I think LeBron's got the highest IQ in basketball history. That is something every single analyst and player has ever said. There's no way he's looking at the Warriors going, oh, this is going to be good. It's no way. He knows. He knows if he goes to the finals, he will need a goddamn miracle, or his teammates are going to have to turn into amazing players for them to win that. And I just don't see it happening. I just don't. And I think when you go against the Warriors, someone who already beat you twice, I think it's going to be really, really hard to kind of stand up to your big brother and be like, okay, I can do this, when you know at the bottom of your heart you can't.
Yeah. Me and you are the same way. I think if Cleveland goes, they're getting swept.
Yeah.
Just because LeBron's good, but LeBron would have to put up like 80 points. And I'm sorry, LeBron's not going to put up 80 points on Golden State. And Boston, 5. I agree with you 100% on all that. Boston's 5. And Cleveland's a sweep. I don't even give Boston 6.
Yeah, I just don't see it happening. Honestly, I said this from the beginning of our podcast season. There's no way the Warriors weren't taking this title. Houston was the only chance, and from
We'll
what
see
I've
happens tonight.
even honestly, I'm still picking Warriors, and the reason why is because I saw Houston quit in Game 2.
That's what they do. Listen, Houston's a great team, but for all you Houston fans that are listening, you're about to hate me. Harden quits.
Yeah, he quit. That's what he does. You're right.
Quits.
He quit in OKC. They all quit in OKC when they went up against LeBron in 2011, or was it 2012? Yeah. They all quit. Harden doesn't have heart. He just doesn't.
No.
Like, I don't look at Harden. He might be a leader in skill, but he's not a leader in like that grimy. Like LeBron is a leader because he'll motivate and push and grind and get you into the game. Harden will sit there and dribble 50 dribbles, get his points, and then look at you. Why are we down 40 points? Well, because you've scored our only 40 points.
Yep.
Like, Harden just doesn't have that. And as soon as he loses faith in himself, and if he's not getting calls, he gives up.
Yep.
I don't like Harden as a player.
Nope.
I respect him as a player. His skill is obviously really good. He's gonna win the MVP, and that's great. But I just don't see him as that leader that's gonna bring him a chip. And I think if Chris Paul was younger and Harden was the secondary player, that they'd have a way better shot. Because Chris Paul is a leader. Chris Paul is a grimy little pit bull. He's only 6'2", but he plays like that mean. He's got that grind tough to him. You put him in the leadership role, let Harden play number 2, and you have a whole different ball game.
Harden ain't gonna do it though.
No, Harden wants that. Everyone said, "Oh, he's the leader. He's the leader." I don't believe in. I think like with the Warriors, I don't think Steph's the leader of that locker room. I think Draymond is, and I think everyone else is fine with that.
No.
And that's a big. You think of it like the ego thing. If someone's more talented than you, obviously Durant's the second best player in the league. But for him to go and be like, yeah, no, Draymond's the leader. I'm the best player. He's the leader. That ego thing is why they are one of the greatest teams I've ever seen. Yeah. That's like the Pippen thing. Pippen was an amazing player, but he also knew that MJ was the leader, and at the time MJ was the best player in the world too, so that helped. But he also looked at MJ and was like, "You're the leader. I'm second. I'm okay with that." That had to be hard for Pippen, but he did it because it won games. That's what you have to do. I just never saw that happening in Houston.
No.
And I think that's why they're struggling. They don't have that cohesiveness right now.
Nope, you can watch it. For all of you guys that are watching the game tonight, if Golden State puts it on like they did 2 days ago, watch Harden from the start of the game towards the last half of the third quarter. You're going to see a totally different Harden.
Yeah, it's true. And it bothers me because, as someone, I know when I did sports, and obviously this is a lifetime ago, but there was always that person who was the leader you'd look to if you were down in points or whatever. You'd look to that person, and I've been on teams where the leader kind of gave up and said, well, we should have done better next time, and then I've been on the same where my leader is like, it's not over till it's over. Yeah. And that it's not over till it's over, that guy was always the one I would follow into hell and back.
It's what you need. Even if you're looking, it's you're going to lose. The game's over. You have no chance at winning. But you have a guy that's still on the sidelines saying, come on, it's not over until the last buzzer goes off.
Yeah.
Even though he knows it's over, it's still uplifting, and it's nice to see that.
Absolutely.
Harden's supposed to be the face of that organization. He's supposed to be the leader of that team. And you got young players that came into the league that are on the team, and you see your leader just not even giving a shit because he knows the game's over. What kind of example is that?
Now these young kids are going to be doing the same thing.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. You're getting paid millions of dollars to play this game. You're the franchise face of that you need to play until the buzzer's over. I don't care if you're pissed off. I get it. I'm a poor sport. I'll admit it. I get angry. But you know what? Until the game is over, I'm going to give it my 100% until it's done and over with.
And that's how it needs to be.
Yes.
And I just don't think Houston has that. I think Chris Paul does, and I think certain players do. Excuse me, but I don't think Harden does. I think Harden, I don't know, the way he plays is very. You always say LeBron gets a lot of calls, which he does. All the superstars do. But the amount of calls he gets, and then opposed to when he doesn't get them, it changes it so. Listen, LeBron cries every time. Most of them do, but LeBron will cry. If he misses a layup, it's always a foul, even if he just fucked up and missed it. But he'll get back on defense.
Yes.
Every once in a while, he'll take it off. Watch Harden. Every time.
Stands there and chirps at the
Stands there, and he'll wait until his guys go to the other end, and if they score or not, he'll go down. But if they don't score, he'll wait on that end and have them come back to him. You can't. That's not.
It's just lazy.
It's just lazy. Like that's why like Draymond is like the leader of that team because Draymond, watch him, dude. He's a goddamn gazelle. He never stops.
Hustle.
And that it makes you go. If you see your teammate working his ass off, you're going to be like, well, I'm not going to, I don't want to be the guy not working. But if your leader is taking plays off, you can take plays off because if he chirps at you, what the hell was that? What was that 2 plays ago?
Yep.
You can't, and that I've seen Chris Paul chip at him and go, what the fuck, what are you doing?
Yep.
Like, you didn't get the foul, who cares,
There's
man?
a huge thing on SportsCenter during a timeout. Chris Paul and Harden were getting into it.
Yeah.
I guarantee Chris Paul is like, what the hell are you doing, dude?
Yeah, just when you're that talented, you just got to funnel it and play smarter. And Chris Paul is a veteran, man. He's savvy. He came into the league, I think, at the same time as LeBron. If I'm not mistaken, it was the 03.
Chris Paul?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was the same draft because they're all like close friends. I'm pretty positive it was.
That's you, Tom.
But either way, he's a veteran, man, and he's got that leadership in him. He did it with the Clippers. They never 2005, so 2 years after LeBron. But he's got that same pitbull mentality. With the Clippers, he tried to do it, but DeAndre was too soft, and so was Blake Griffin. He just couldn't make something happen with them. That's not his fault. And Chris Paul's only 6'2". He can't be the number one guy, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I think Chris Paul kind of sees Harden and it's like, okay, like, you are this good, but why are you playing like this?
Yep.
You're playing like shit. But, anyway, I guess
Hold on, before we get off of basketball, this is a little side note because I saw it on Facebook this morning when I woke up, and I was super pissed as a Laker fan about one thing. They said, just think, this could be our scenario next year.
Mm-hmm.
They had a picture, and of course Photoshop, they had in Lakers jersey, Westbrook, which, hey, I'm down. I love Westbrook. I would totally take Westbrook.
I will argue that point when you're done.
All right. Then they had Paul George, which I want Paul George. I like Paul George.
I agree with
but
that.
then they put a person in the purple and gold. It was not LeBron. And I was like, who the fuck would want him on their team? Just take a guess.
Wait, it was LeBron?
No, it wasn't LeBron. They showed 3 people. It was Westbrook, Paul George, and one other person photoshopped into Lakers jerseys.
It was, so it's got to be a free agent, right? Or
Yep.
was it just
I'm gonna assume it's
I'm
gonna assume it's a free agent because they did it. I don't know, but
Westbrook.
I would not want him. And I'm sitting there thinking about it, I was like, why would I? Like, Lakers fans better be pissed off because they photoshopped this person to a Lakers jersey.
Boogie Cousins?
Nope. I'll give it away for you. They're all on the same team.
Oh, Melo?
Yes.
You say you're going to take the big 3 in OKC, which failed,
Yeah.
and move them to the Lakers, and they're somehow going to.
I mean, I would take Westbrook. I'm curious about this argument. I bet you it's all about because he's a ball hog. He doesn't. It's all. Hold on. I'll take Westbrook. I like him. I'd rather have Paul George over Westbrook because I've always loved Paul George, and it was a heartbreak when he signed with OKC.
Mm-hmm.
But what has Carmelo fucking done in the last 5-6 years?
I couldn't tell you. You know what he's done? He robbed the Knicks. That's what he did.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sitting there and I wake up and I see this as like every Laker fan should be pissed off right now because Carmelo has been photoshopped into a Lakers jersey.
That is so laughable to me because, one, it is something that I believe the Lakers organization would do because they care more about selling tickets and winning chips at this point. They
did. I'm going to change that now that Magic's involved.
We'll see. Yeah, maybe Magic changed that, but at the end of the day, I believe it's Jeannie Buss still running
She
it.
still runs it, but Jeannie and Magic are dating.
Are they?
Yes.
I thought Jeannie was married to Phil Jackson.
No.
Did that break off? I could have sworn.
Maybe they are.
No, they're together.
All right, so Magic's dating someone in the Lakers organization.
All right.
Magic's married.
All right,
Yeah.
never mind. I'm just completely wrong. My facts are
Well, you
wrong.
might still be dating.
I might as well just leave.
All right. Well, all right. So I'll start with the Carmelo thing because we agree with that. Carmelo is a man who refuses to go to a 6-man role when he should have been in a 6-man role 3 years ago. He doesn't have any knees left. He doesn't have any legs under him, and he shoots at like 35% from all parts. And he can't make a layup to save his life.
Take the advantage.
He should be a 6th man of the year. He could be. Refuses to do it. That's why the OKC experiment. That's part reason why it failed. So he should never go to the Lakers because he can't. He wouldn't be able to take that role play. And then you have Paul George. Paul George is a piece I would put in the Lakers and then build around him. I wouldn't bring Westbrook, and this is why. Paul George is a better player than Westbrook, and people are going to hear that and think I'm insane because Westbrook has a MVP.
Triple-double.
That triple-double stat is the most overrated stat ever. All it means is you put in the most effort. It doesn't mean you're the most talented. It doesn't mean you're the best. It means you put in the most effort, which is great. You get a gold star for effort. But look at how many games they win. How they did in the playoffs. They lost in the first round against Utah with three of the best talents I've ever seen. That shouldn't have happened. They should have at least made it into the second. But Westbrook can't get it done. Westbrook's a leader, but almost like Kobe, except Kobe knew that he needed people to win. Kobe was a selfish player, but he also knew he was the best player, and he knew that his isolation basketball worked at right times. He also knew when you had Shaq, feed Shaq, he gets easy points. That takes the load off you. You get easier looks. It's simple. Westbrook doesn't know that. Westbrook, or he doesn't care. He wants to get his points, get his triple-double, look great, go home, get paid. That's all he cares about. And that's it. And if someone wants to argue that, that's good luck. He doesn't. He's not a team player. And you're never going to see Westbrook with the attitude he has win a ring. You never will. I guarantee you. Because no team wants him. Maybe the Lakers because they have nobody. Maybe like who else? Maybe the Detroit Pistons. They have no one. Magic. All those teams. But you're never going to see a championship contender go, we need a Westbrook. Fuck that. No, you don't. Westbrook is a team exploder. Like the Terrell Owens of the NBA.
Jesus.
Damn.
Honey, no.
I'm sorry. He's that kind of mentality. And Paul George...
We want fans, not haters.
Well, I'm sorry. It's true. The fact that they couldn't even get past the first round when you have that much talent, it's just a joke. It shows that something's wrong. I would never want Westbrook. I'm a Miami Heat fan. We're in this rebuilding process. If he went to Miami, I wouldn't even watch games because, yeah, sure, he puts up points and he's all this effort and shit, but we ain't winning anything with him. You're just not. You need role players. You need one guy you build around him or two guys, if you're incredibly lucky, that work together. The Warriors experiment's never going to be recreated. They got incredibly lucky. You probably won't ever see that again unless they build a super team, unless LeBron goes to Philly or something. But you need like a Shaq Kobe. Like, if you're not going to have the Warriors, one of the best teams ever, you need Scottie Pippen.
But
Scottie
the
Pippen
big
and
man
MJ.
is dead.
Yeah, unfortunately. But, it could come back. I mean, I think that the big men are more talented today, but they're lazier. I think if you put Shaq in now, Shaq would still eat him up.
He'd still dominate the paint.
Yeah. I think Shaq was he had a high IQ that he doesn't get credit for. I think like Joel Embiid is supposed to be the best big man. I'm not impressed by him. I mean, he's good, but I don't look at him and go, I'd want him in Miami.
Yeah.
I just
when you first saw Shaquille in Orlando.
Yes, you knew the moment he stepped on the court. It's like that's the number one guy, and why? Because you'd fucking feed him and he'd destroy the dunk. But yeah, that's laughable. The OKC experiment, and that's what people should refer to it as, complete failure, and it was because of Westbrook. If you would have put any other player besides Westbrook with those two other players in that city, which has a great fan base, in that setting, they would have at least won a playoff. At least. I mean, the fact that Utah won him beat them against him, and they had Rudy something, Gobert, and then Ricky
and
Rubio, whatever.
Phenom Mitchell, their rookie.
Yeah, which is legit. But even still,
you're
going up against veterans.
Yeah,
it should not have happened the way it happened. And I hate that the offseason hasn't been more about Westbrook's failure as a leader, because that's what it should be highlighted as. Anyone who's building a team should look at Westbrook and go, that's not what we want. Everyone says Westbrook plays like Kobe. Bullshit. Kobe was so much more intelligent in how he played. Yeah, he put up 50 shots a game or whatever, and that's not exactly the way I like watching basketball, but he at least won games, and you can prove it because he's got 5 fucking rings, and Westbrook has none. So he might have that Pitbull mentality that Kobe has, that Mamba mentality, but he doesn't have that Mamba intelligence.
Yeah.
And until that changes, Westbrook's going to stay in OKC. He's going to make unbelievable money. I think his next contract's like $220 million. Like, it's insane. and he's going to stay there his whole career. And
Yep.
he's going to be like Carmelo and just
Never
get,
win a chip.
Yeah, just get paid. I mean, some people don't care about that. If I was in the NBA, that's all I would care about, because the more chips you get, the more equity you build, and the more you have to afterlife in the NBA. But some people don't think that way. Some people, like Carmelo, doesn't need a ring. I think he will. He'll be in the Hall of Fame, but
he's never winning a ring.
We love the show with Charles Barkley Shaq, the TNT. What does Charles Barkley get eaten alive? Every argument. Well, you don't have a ring, so shut up. That's going to be Carmelo's life. You don't have a ring, so unfortunately in the NBA, rings is what makes the man. So I think it's silly that they're not making those sacrifices. One more thing about NBA, and then we'll move on. How about LeBron passing Kareem in the postseason? Scoring.
Golf clap.
Whatever. It's for LeBron.
No, it really wasn't.
People were really upset about that. Like, the Twitterverse was, like, very upset that he, like, was not supposed to pass him because Kareem is so loved and stuff. But at the end of the day, too, that's not a stat I can hang my hat on because he's also been in it. I think he's been in 12 of his 15 playoffs. A lot of his seasons he's been in the playoffs. So it's just simple math. The more you play in a certain,
It's true.
Yeah. But one more thing about LeBron, and I'll get off his
You
jock.
lied.
I'm sorry, I forgot this. MJ, I thought was really cool. Back against the wall type games, like you were talking about that earlier. MJ scored 33.3 points. I can't imagine he was against the wall that often, but he scored 33.3 points compared to LeBron's 30.1 points when his back's against the wall. I thought that was pretty cool. The whole argument that's happening, it's very funny to see. The more LeBron does, the closer that argument gets, but people seem to be ignoring the fact that at the end of the day, it's a we'll never know argument. So it's like the closer we get, it's like, oh, no, like the more rings or whatever he gets, like the argument's more realistic. No, it still isn't, because it's different generations.
It's a totally different
positions, different players, different talent, different everything. So I think it's interesting.
I'm not saying because LeBron, he's built like a brick shit house. And I think he'd do okay in the era of Jordan, but I still think, like, I don't think he'd do as good as he does in this era.
See, that's the argument I always have. Obviously, we'll never know the what if, but I just don't know how you take, because like if you watch film on like the 90s and the 80s, the athleticism was like B-C level of now. So like LeBron, in my opinion, is the greatest athlete to ever walk the face of the earth, and that could be argued. There's other Olympics that are unbelievable, just amazing. But what LeBron does on a yearly basis, being 6'8", that size, that weight, that speed, that everything, dexterity, you name it, it's like 9-10. Like if you were building a player and you had unlimited points, you'd get LeBron. I just don't see how putting that in an era with less athleticism, yeah, it's more grimy and hard.
Because you can be mean, though.
Yeah, but that also means that the 6'8", 260 guy can be mean.
I get it, but this one's gonna hurt you. This is why this is why it's different.
Because he's soft.
No. Because back then, you could literally elbow someone in the face and it wasn't a call.
Yes.
You can't argue that a lot of LeBron's points come from that foul line. He's not going to get those calls back then. That's why.
I'm not going to argue that he wouldn't have as many points. Because you're right. Think of all the foul points. Let's say, this is probably a bad stat, but I'll say 1/4 of LeBron's total points are because of the foul line.
Yes.
Maybe it's more, but let's just say that. So take away that 1/4. He's still scoring at least 20,000 within 15 years. So I'm just saying, like, yeah, maybe he wouldn't be as dominant. No, he wouldn't have 15 years of absolute dominance. But I still think that he would be able to. He would lead a team and win chips.
He would do all right. Hold on, because hold on. So our producer Aaron is gonna chime in right now because I've been watching the facial expressions. So
he'd die. He would die playing against like Rodman, Barkley, any of them there, and you know it.
You don't think he would inherit that grimy attitude? Why do you think that though? Like, how can you say that?
When in a game has he ever inherited that grimy?
He can't inherit it because
That's my point. This is the thing. Jordan can adapt. You've seen him play where he can get that technical in that sport, like, and he can have a technical game where LeBron can't.
Because, yeah, but, okay, this is where MJ arguments have one leg up on anything a LeBron person's going to argue. MJ, although he was fat, overweight, and gambled most of his health away, he played in 2002 in the new cushioned league, and he still scored, I think, 20 or 25 a game or something. It wasn't anything crazy, but he still did it. So technically, in the LeBron era, you got to see MJ exist, and he did okay. LeBron has no ability to go back in time and play in the 90s.
This is what I'm going to say to just put an end to it. I respect your love for LeBron, but in an ESPN article, when LeBron says that Michael Jordan's a better player than him,
he's his hero.
Listen, I get it, and it will be a matchup, but I think that Michael would adapt to LeBron's style. I don't think LeBron is capable of it.
Well,
I just don't.
Why don't we ever have Aaron on the show?
Think of it this way: if you grow up in that rough,
the era,
you're gonna be like that.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't, and you're growing up in this time, you're not gonna be like that. So it's impossible.
One game, take Jordan out of it. One game against Rodman, LeBron would run off crying. And I'm not trying to be mean.
Oh boy!
But like, take.
I just don't. Okay. Here's my argument. I've never seen, other than the incident with the cramp, where he got carried off the court in San Antonio, which I will never let him live down. Other than that, I've never seen an instance where he's like just beaten up and crying and sad in the sidelines.
He's a tough player, don't get me wrong. Like, personally, I think you're dead wrong. If he makes it to the final, I think him alone, he will never let it be a sweep. He will never let it be a sweep if he makes it to the final.
You're probably right.
But I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think he has the adaptability to adapt to a 90s play. If you watch any film in the 90s, any of them, you see them, and it's not as much athleticism as it is now, but it's more like street ball. Go down to the park, and you can see them, and they're killing each other.
Yeah. I'm not going to argue that.
I don't think LeBron is capable of doing that. I really, truly don't. He's a leader now. There is no doubt. He is the NBA now. He is that.
Okay, so here's my rebuttal, because we can argue about this all day.
We have.
This is the part I need you to make clear. Okay, are you saying that LeBron wouldn't be the best in the league back then, or he wouldn't even be able to last? Like, he would not be able to last.
I think it'll be a great matchup. Don't get me wrong.
But he just would be number two. That's your argument?
Number two.
Okay, see, that is, I'm okay with that, but people make the argument that he would just die. Like, he wouldn't even be top 10, people say.
I think he would easily be a number two, behind Jordan.
Okay, see, that's an argument I can jive with, because that's his era. MJ can say that. MJ in this era, I don't know how he would do. He'd adapt, but I don't know if if he played in the 90s and somehow maintained his health and was still perfect condition and could play in LeBron's era.
Yeah.
I think he would hate it to the point where he wouldn't want to play the game anymore.
No, I don't. Yeah, because Jordan likes that physicality.
Yeah.
If you look at when he was playing, like look at the time when he had the flu and had to be carried off the court. He liked that. He felt like crap. But he liked the fact that he was dominant at that game, and he still made it. And think about it, he made that game because every one of his teammates upped up their game, seeing that he wasn't the best. Let's be real, and I hate to say that, LeBron had the same flu, they would lose by 110. Like, there would be no score.
Okay, and yeah.
But here's the deal.
I can't argue that.
LeBron could adapt and be like a solid number two back then. There is no possible way, man. And I get it, you love him. But playing prime against prime against prime, you're wasted if you think they're going to win.
I think the prime versus prime argument ends where and when they play. Because I think if you put MJ in his prime in this NBA, I think LeBron knows the system better. He'd be able to win it.
I'm saying even if it's one-on-one, let's just say that. And I know this is a reach. One-on-one, take Jordan's best year, LeBron's best year, Jordan would kill him. Easily.
I don't know about that.
Easily. He has too much drive.
Here's a question. How about we have Aaron on the show next week and we debate
I'm down.
it?
I like it. I'm in.
Ha!
I'm in. And we'll know what happens with the Celtics by then.
Hey, I think we should do like a live show. Did you see my comment there for when you get your tattoo? It'd be like a special.
I gotta pull up the comment thing.
Oh, we could totally have a sports special live on scene. John Stickrot's tattoo.
Or hers. It's not just gonna be like.
You're gonna lose. Wow. You know it. The smile on your face shows it, dude.
That's the tattoo.
Whatever.
He's got. Were you not listening?
He was zoned out completely.
I'm trying to listen to the podcast.
He picked the East. Whoever comes out of the East to win the title, she picks the Warriors, which the Warriors are going to
No,
slaughter
I
them
understand
all.
the bet. What's
If
that
he
tattoo
loses,
you get?
he's got to get number 23 with the Michael.
The
show your
same
foot.
tattoo that
Show
I
your
have
foot.
on my foot.
That on his foot.
Oh.
And then she's got to get the powder puff.
Powder puff. That's funny. We might have a rookie moment in a second.
What did you just do?
I'm gonna see it so I can look at the comments.
Where's Chris? I haven't heard from Chris
I
Scott
know.
at all today.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
hasn't
probably
commented at all.
working.
He's taking a nap because
He
he
just
has a
joined.
migraine, actually.
And now he has no idea what's going on.
Poor kid. Poor boy.
Migraines are not fun.
Somebody
just
said
got
you
one.
were too loud.
I'm too
That
loud
was
now.
Freddie.
No,
No,
just
Freddie
Freddie
said,
downstairs.
Fred said
Because
he's
he's
too loud
downstairs.
because
Oh,
he's
okay.
downstairs.
Gotcha.
I'll even wear my Jordan jersey.
Somebody said you look smaller, though.
Me?
Yeah,
Which
here
one
comes-
was that?
Freddie.
That
Oh, of
was us.
course. Oh no, here comes Chris.
Yeah,
There he
Chris
is.
with
He
the
just
lights.
got up.
Chris is going in.
Yes.
Yep.
Can I get this
Yeah.
to close and just focus on the comments? That'd be cool.
No, you can't do that.
Why not? But
You,
that,
but you
Sorry,
can't.
Dave.
Okay, I can do it. Do you want me to respond whenever there's a comment?
Yeah, when there's a comment, let us know so we can answer the comment.
Okay.
There you go.
I want to be able to see here. I got it up. All right.
Yep.
All right. Anyway, what were we saying? How's the quality? Can they tell us how the quality is?
I was listening to it, but you want
No,
the
I mean
video?
the
Like,
video.
is there lag
yeah.
or is it good? Oh boy.
Yeah, I want to see how that is.
This isn't just like rookie work right here.
Well, it's not too bad. We're figuring it out. I ain't stressing it. We're good.
Yeah, when there's a comment, let us know so we can.
Oh yeah, it's
Oh, we're
perfect.
solid.
All right. So we're going a little bit long.
Who cares? First time in forever.
It's true, actually. But I guess there's no NFL. Do you have anything NFL? Because right now we're in quiet mode. I
Yeah,
know well, I guess a little bit of NFL.
Richie.
Oh, Richie Incognito. Did you see
He
that?
got like
They released him. She was explaining this to me. I guess he said he was injured.
Yep. He
Or-
wanted to retire, but then they found out how much money he's had to give back to Buffalo.
Yeah. So
He requested a release so he's eligible to play in any other team. He can sign for anybody
He's
else.
gonna go back to Miami,
probably.
I hope not.
or he's gonna find Martin
He's-
wherever he plays.
Hey, listen. If he's healthy, he's gonna get paid. He's gonna get paid. Because
Well,
he
think
did
about
a
it, they
great.
restructured his contract, so he was going to get a pay cut anyway. So, honestly, it was sort of grimy. I love the Bills, but let's be real.
Yeah, Incognito is kind of grimy though. Like he was a bully.
my-
He's like,
He was a bully.
What are you doing, Chris?
It's like I'm on crack. Oh, so the top ones go here. Tell Chris to. Well, no, I'll tell him. Chris, comment so I can see it come down. So yeah, Incognito's a piece of shit. I think the Bills didn't have a lot of choice there though.
He's just spamming that like button.
sorry.
Mayfield's workout was pretty sick, though.
The Browns. I'm telling you, the Browns are a sleeper. They got some
they
talent.
ain't gonna win that division, but I wouldn't be surprised if they
who knows if
squeak
they?
in.
Who
I
knows
think-
if they won't?
I think they'll be the best improved. I think.
Oh yeah, they're definitely gonna be. If Baker Mayfield comes out, and because I'm sorry, I know you're a Bills fan.
Let's be easy here.
I'm being nice, but Tupac is not gonna get the start.
He's not.
He's not getting the start. It's gonna be Baker Mayfield week 1, and I think he'll light it up.
I think Baker's going to be better than people think. I think he's going to be almost like what Manziel was supposed to be. Manziel, sorry. I think he's going to be as good as they're going to get. And with the wide receivers he has, there's no reason why he should fail. You know what I mean? Like when you have that much talent, you lose the excuse. You know what I mean?
I want that picture for our special.
This here?
It's a great picture.
Oh, that's a pretty good picture. I probably can do that as the thumbnail. But we'll see what happens with the Browns. But I think they could win that division because the Steelers are always a hit and miss team, even with all that talent. And we don't know what Roethlisberger's mad. They drafted a quarterback. The Ravens
He
drafted.
is mad.
I don't understand why. He's like 36 and he's had 100 injuries. So, I mean, you got to move on eventually.
Ego, bro.
I guess, but
How about your team? Your coach got cleared. They're not going to be pressing any charges.
I always hate when this happens where someone I like almost like the Enzo Amore situation. Like Enzo had the rape charge against him, and yeah, it got cleared, no charges were pressed and shit. But that for me, and this is why it's so detrimental to make these accusations. I'll never be able to not think of that. You know what I mean? Like I'll always.
Every time you see him, you're gonna
Yeah,
think,
like I want to be I still want to support Enzo in his next career in his new wherever he goes. But in the back of my head, I'm always like, well, maybe he just got away with it. And same with Roethlisberger. Like, well, maybe
he paid that chick off.
Maybe he just got away with it. Like, that's what always worries me. Because down the line, like, I don't want to be... I feel grimy supporting someone who's like that. And the thing with Patricia, like, yeah, he got cleared, and yeah, he didn't do it. But you never know. And unfortunately, that's always going to be in the back of my head. And it's always going to be in the back of most people's heads. So that's why, like, I feel bad for these athletes.
Maybe they'll have an off year. You guys will go 0-16, and you'll fire him.
Don't say that.
And then you don't got to worry about it.
What?
He's commenting again.
Oh,
You want to
okay.
bring it up.
I'm actually just going to...
All right, so should we go to the wrestling world?
Yeah, let's go over to wrestling world. Did you happen to catch up on Raw?
Not yet.
So... Here's the thing. It's they call it the.
I've watched the highlights. I saw Balor versus Braun.
Which
How was
that
match?
amazing. It was so
Let's
good.
start with that because I was very curious about
There's
that
not
match.
much. See, with the right now, WWE is almost like in this lull. It's not great right now, unfortunately. But Braun versus Balor was the main event. Braun kind of turned into a heel again. He beat the shit out of Balor. Like he did one pin where his foot's on his chest. Like, excuse me, it was heel moves. It was moves that. The old Big Show when he was evil with doing shit. But it was a great match. I'm not a fan. I kind of wanted Balor to go over. He's just been so misused, and Braun is already so over. If he would have lost, it would have done so much more good for Balor than it would to help Braun with his win. Because Braun's supposed to win. I mean, he's fighting basically a cruiserweight. And it just would have been so great for Balor's career. But Braun's the guy right now besides Roman.
That was the main event, though, right?
That was the main event.
So, I mean, Balor's back in the main event.
Yeah, but he's also losing. So, is it that good? And he has no direction. We're all building the Money in the Bank, right? And I think Balor's in it. Yeah, he is. So, unless this comes out, which Braun, there's no way Braun wins it. I'll tell you right now, there's no way Braun's walking around with the Money in the Bank contract. He's a 6'8" monster, and he needs a piece of paper to get him.
The ladders will not support him anyways.
Yeah, they're going to do that. So, Braun's not going to win it. The only way this gets redemption is if Balor gets it and turns heel or something. I don't think he will. I think they're going to continue to bury Balor until they start cross-promoting the Bullet Club thing. I don't know. But I love the match. Hated the outcome. I just didn't like it. And then he picked up Balor and was like, "You did good, kid." And I didn't like that because Balor's the veteran. Balor's the guy who's been there for 16, well, not at WWE, but wrestling.
He's been wrestling for
16 years. Yeah, so I don't like that. That's just me being a smart mark because I know how long he's been wrestling and shit. But I liked it. It was a real best match in the card by far. And that's, I guess, moving on from that. The rest of the card kind of sucked.
Yeah, Ronda and
Nia thing. It makes no sense. I mean,
you know what they're saying? That Nia's going heel and aligning with Steph.
See, that would be better if she's much better as a heel. Nia, it's just when you're that big and powerful, you're a better heel. Same with Braun. Braun's a babyface right now because he killed Roman for a year.
Yeah, but I think if Ronda went heel, that would be amazing.
She'd be better. She was a heel in the UFC, so that's more her thing.
I feel like if she was a heel, her career would get. I mean, I can't say it can't get better because she's been in one match in WWE and now she's got a title shot.
Yeah,
but
that's my big thing. Is I don't think it's going to be a title transition.
You think she loses?
I don't think they lose. I think it gets broken up.
They broke the count or double count out or something.
But if they really want to push Ronda, have Ronda go in there and tear her arm off.
No, I feel like what they're doing is they had such a success with Vince and Stone Cold.
Yeah.
They keep trying to duplicate it with a little bit with Roman against them and now Ronda against the Authority.
You can't.
We're recycling. Get over it.
You can't. That. The reason it worked with Stone Cold was because he was literally a redneck who was battling a $1 billion boss. It was perfect.
Didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, it was perfect. That you literally can't. You can't get that gold.
Every time I think of the Vince McMahon and the Stone Cold, I think of the bedpan.
Yes,
that's all I think of. That's all I think of. And he connected.
Yeah, yep.
Can we just talk about for a minute? You see where the NFL is going right now. They're even they're even saying within 2 to 3 years, kickoffs are gonna be gone because of concussions.
Yeah.
You don't have the network. It's $9.99 a month.
Never got plugged.
Go, Rock. You heard that.
Shameless.
Go to the WWE Network and go to the early 90s, whatever, and watch someone take a chair shot.
Dude, they
Like,
should
I don't know how the Hardy... Like, I get why Matt's the way Matt is. Like, he's got brain damage.
You could see the brain cells come out the side of their head. When
It's
they get there.
ridiculous. Like, nowadays you see them do this and they hit the hand. Back then they did this and it just all hit to the head.
Spend the night just watching Mankind, Mick Foley, whatever the hell he's wrestling today.
Cactus Jack or Dude
All
Love.
it is, and like you see why he's
So fucked up.
Cactus Jack was his most infamous for getting the hell beat out of him.
Dude,
remember
he was-
the one where all the tacks and you could tell
Yes.
it's just like blood.
Well, yeah, it was Chris Jericho
Yep.
went through the tax versus Dean Ambrose
Yep.
like last year.
Tax are awesome. I miss tax. But I don't know what they're doing with Ronda. Like if they, like I said, if they want to make a super heel, have her go in there and rip Nia's arm off, and then guess what? She had one singles match. She got the belt, and now she's the new Brock. She's a heel. You want to do that, fine, but I don't.
She only wrestles like 4 times a year. I'm gonna be pissed.
I think they're gonna feed Nia to Ronda. Unless they do the breakup thing, I think Ronda's gonna go over. I really think Vince is like chips all in, especially because it came out that Ronda wants kids soon, so they have to pull the trigger on this. Because the moment she gets pregnant, she's out for at least 9 to 12 months. So you think about that, they have to pull the trigger on Ronda, make that money. I'm not a huge fan of that. I like Nia. I think Nia is a good champ. I don't think you should have fed him. I think at least Nia should get a title defense against someone not Alexa. But
I think that Nia's going to go over because she's going to align with Steph, and it's going to give Ronda the sympathy vote, where it's going to be like, oh, it's me against the authority. Because think about it, that storyline hasn't really finished.
yeah, no, it hasn't. And Steph was so good last night. She's the best heel in the company. She's so good.
She's been a heel for like 20 years.
It makes sense. She's so good at it. But the rest of it, like the other big thing, there's not a lot of big things happening. It's a lot of like Drew McIntyre.
Roman's getting screwed.
Yeah,
I mean,
and I hate what they're doing with Roman because they're making Roman like this whiny, you like Brock more than me bullshit. I hate it.
And he lost to gender.
I hate it. I like that they're pairing Seth with Roman, and I know why they're doing that because the only way you're going to get Roman over is with the Shield. So I know why they're doing that, and I like that, and I love that Seth is just fucking killing it, and Owens is killing it. So they have good material, but the writing is fucking horrendous. Like,
Here's my big question, because you watch it more than me because of my work schedule. Thank you. My big question, has nothing to do with Roman because he's irrelevant. Let's just be honest. He's irrelevant right now in the WWE.
Yeah.
I know that hurt you. When do we see Dean?
well, from what I understand, he moved to Alabama.
Yeah, because it was that bad.
Yeah.
Like,
What?
can you think?
What's going on? Oh, the Bills. What the fuck
Last
is a
one.
heel? Oh, a heel is a bad guy. So like at least he asked. A heel is a bad guy. So like he's the villain. A baby face is the good guy. So if you're a baby face in WWE, that means you're supposed to get cheered for it. And if you're a heel, you're supposed to get
This is
booed.
easier. Thanos is a heel.
There you
Captain America is a babyface.
There you go. That's actually.
There you go, Chris.
He'll understand that. But what was it? You were saying he's irrelevant.
I want to know when Dean's gonna come
Oh
back.
yeah,
Like,
he's getting healed up. From what
are we gonna lose him for like another 6 months?
No,
or?
'cause-
He had 3 setbacks
yeah.
where they kept sending it. Like, it was worse than they expected.
I think it'll be soon. I'm hoping he shows up.
This is what you
SummerSlam.
get, Dean, for wrestling for a year with a what was his
Torn tricep. It was 50-60%, which is insane. But when Dean gets back, I think the Roman ball will start rolling again. I just right now Raw is horrible. It just is. Like, other than Seth, it's horrible. I mean, the writing is so bad. Seth's getting those over as he can, but the writing, they just don't care right now. They have no idea what to do with Roman, so Roman's just crying and beating up Jinder, and I don't know. I'm not a fan of it, so right now SmackDown's a better show, and that's why they just got that giant $1 billion deal.
Do we see Sanity tonight? You keep saying yes, and we keep getting disappointed.
I don't think so because it's too bloated of a
Killian
show.
hurt? Killian hurt? Is someone hurt?
I think Killian was hurt, and I think they're waiting for everyone to come back.
Because every week we do this. Watch the podcast last week, people. Yeah, we see him tonight. And then you just hurt my feelings. Like, it hurts. Yikes.
I think Sanity is gonna find a place at Money in the Bank. I think they're gonna show up and fuck someone up, and that's better utilized than what they're doing now. Because right now they fill the 2 hours with so much shit. So, I guess the last thing we should talk about is that deal, the $1 billion deal, where they're moving to Fox, which is huge because this is the first time
It's a big network.
that WWE is going to sign with one of the big four.
Yep.
From what I understand, Raw is going to stay with USA because USA will not lose both wrestling ones. But the fact that they're moving to Fox changes everything because that means that they get paid more, obviously. That means that Pyro's going to probably come back. That means that the traveling schedule is going to change. The time's going to change. Everything changes. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
Yeah.
And maybe this is what Vince has been working to. Maybe this is why the writing's been so shitty. Maybe they're trying to get these deals done, and then bam, we'll get back into a groove. But it's only good things for wrestling fans. I'll tell you, if you're on SmackDown, you're going to love it because the exposure is going to be insane. Because Thursday night is football, and then they're going to advertise all night that SmackDown's the following day.
Yeah.
So you get all that free advertising that you wouldn't get before.
Yep.
And then you get all these NFL people who are born on a Friday.
I don't know if you disagree or not. I still hate the brand split.
Yeah, I'm not a
I
huge
think
fan.
if WWE wants to get both shows to be up here, they need to put both shows together. The whole brand split, in my opinion, is ruining the WWE because they can't get it right with the draft.
No.
They just can't do it.
It's silly. The way they do the draft is dumb. So they have some changes to make. Honestly, I'm just waiting for Triple H to
Take over in 2019?
Yes.
Hallelujah.
All right. So, I guess, do you know anything about the All In thing?
No.
No. Okay. All right. Well, we'll brush on it and then we'll take off. So the All In thing is where Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks, which they're independent scenes, they're members of the Bullet
Yeah.
Club.
I know where you're going.
They got a place in Chicago. They got a place in Chicago, rented it out, 10,000 seats, because
Could you imagine being there?
it's going to be insane. Because
Especially with the music you're about to announce. Go ahead.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. So they did this, sold out in less than 30 minutes, absolutely insane.
It's in Chicago. You know what's going to happen.
I know, but it's still insane.
Just say it!
And then the day before that, you got CM Punk, and he's there to do pro wrestling tees.
Go clap.
Oh my god. I hate you people. He's there to do pro wrestling
started
tees. And then the following day is All In. Now, All In is this big independent thing. It's basically a big fuck you to like WWE and stuff. I think that's right up CM Punk's alley. I don't think he's wrestling, but I think he makes an appearance, and hopefully it gets streamed live because I'm telling you it's going to be amazing if we can catch it. So that's pretty cool because we're kind of in the midst of something's changing. Like WWE it's going to be the top dog, but something's happening in the independent scene. So that's pretty cool to see. But that's something I want to see. I think it's crazy they sold it out. I mean,
we need to find out when that's going to happen. I don't care if it's like $200. I'm buying it. I'm watching it.
September 1st, and from what I understand, it's going to be free streamed.
Oh.
Yeah, so we'll be able to hopefully catch it. But
Hopefully.
yeah. Well, if it's not official that they can stream it yet because they have to get a permission from all these other companies. But either way, that's pretty cool. Maybe CM Punk's back for Royal Rumble 2019. So I'm hoping for it, man. I think if anyone can get it done, it's Triple H.
You want to see a bigger pop than the Hardy Boys?
Yeah, CM Punk. CM Punk's pop would be bigger than Dan O'Brien's.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. Especially if they did it right and put it in Chicago. If they put it in Chicago, his return...
They put it in Chicago. That town's not going to sleep
It
that
would be
night.
Philly when they won the Super Bowl.
My God.
It would literally... It would be insane. Alright. But that's... You got anything else to add?
Yeah.
Okay, what is it?
Our ending.
Oh, yeah, we got to do a shout-out to The Rock.
Do you ever want him to mention us on his...
Well, I'm hoping so. On his vision board.
Listen, it's always back here, Rocky. I'm always thinking about it during the whole podcast. Alright? Do not put us on your chalkboard because this freak won't remember it.
Listen,
alright?
I love you, Rock. You know that. You've been my idol since I was fucking 5.
Okay, so, once again, you don't even gotta say our names. You can just pan around and Swiss Army Nerds on that chalkboard. You did it for a chick for prom.
Yes.
We're too old for prom, so the only thing we can do is shout us out on your Instagram, and you only gotta do it once.
One time.
And I'm fine with it. I'll leave you alone. You'll never hear your name go across this podcast again if you do it once.
Yes, you will.
Probably. But
I mean, there's a whole market right now, Rock, that you can get by just shouting us out. Like all 12 people would be fans. So I don't know why you're missing out on this market. You're so close to being the biggest superstar ever.
Yeah.
You get these 12 people. It's
so,
over.
I watch your Instagram. I keep an eye on it every day. Every day you're at that gym doing some crazy shit. All I want to see is Swiss Army nerds on that chalkboard, and I will just be the happiest person in the world.
I agree 100%.
So, until that happens, the show must go on, and I'm going to continue to do this every night. So, if you get annoyed, there's one way you can fix it. It's not block us. It's put it on your chalkboard.
Do not block us. Just as a side note, I paid money, cash money, to see Doom and Tooth Fairy for you. So, you owe me one. So hopefully you shout us out. That'd be cool. Because we love you. We're obviously big fans. We've been fans forever. So,
Yep.
if you see this to be awesome, if not, eventually somebody is going to show you this. And you're either going to be like, okay, this is creepy.
It may take 12 years,
But we'll do it.
but we're going to get you.
We're going to get over with The Rock. That's right. You just cut our babyface promo. on
Let's
The
do
Rock.
it.
Alright, so yeah, that's a shout out to The Rock, and we're going to take off. We'll be back next week, hopefully with all the conference finals done.
And we have a guest next week,
Aaron,
Miss Erin.
we're going to have
Whether
a great...
she wants to or not, she's going to be here. So if you want to watch this Michael Jordan era, LeBron
She's here
era,
every week anyway.
be ready because it's going to be a good show. It's going to be a good argument.
Yes, it is. So we are going to take off. Let me set this up first, and then Too Sweet, boys.
Sweet.
I'm going to get Too Sweet, though, too.
Alright.
I wanted Too Sweet. Patrick was into it. Alright, peace out, people. We'll be back with the next show. See you.